Hello and welcome to the Halo Forge Epidemic. This is Oakley HiDef and I'm here to bring you yet another aesthetic Forge tutorial video. This one is going to be covering entrances for zombie infection maps. Now, as I've said before, I like to make invasion and infection maps. And a thing I've found in infection maps is you need to add a lot of themes. So this is going to be particularly relevant for those of you who want to make infection maps. Now, whenever you have an infection map, obviously you're going to have a stronghold, places for the people to hide with weapons, etc. I'll make videos covering that later. But for this, I want to emphasize that in every single building, you are obviously going to have an entrance. Now you want to make your entrances varied and interesting. So here is my first example of an entrance. Say you have a building here, some sort of bunker. What you want to do is add a lot of destruction around it, make it look like something's broken through here. If the humans are defending, they can't see much, and then they have to guard this entrance where you can have zombies kind of dropping through. Now this uses a pretty good amount of pieces, but it's not too expensive. The only thing it is kind of intensive on are walls. Now I use walls a lot for a variety of reasons, especially you're going to be using them in this video a lot for doors. But here, if it's a relatively small to medium-sized map, go ahead and use doors to make this destruction. Now, you might as well use blocks. Those are really cheap, and there's 100 of them, so go ahead and use those. So that's what I've done. I've thrown a lot of blocks submerged at various angles all around the place. And then what I've done to add a little more detail is add this door double piece. Now, this is always used to make a door or window or something. I have never seen it used in the way it's used now, so that's why it stands out. What you want to do is throw it at an angle like this, and then throw it in here so it looks like all you can see is part of it. Now, once you've done that, it really looks like this has been broken apart into pieces, and as you can imagine, maybe it came from this door here. So you add a lot of detail just by throwing this here, and it looks like there's been destruction, and that also adds a lot to your infection map, adding to the destruction, the sort of chaotic feel of the map, and it'll add a lot of theme to the map. Now moving on, here's another just basic door. Whenever you're making an infection map, make sure to make real entrances and fake entrances just to add a lot to your map. And sometimes you have Z fighting where stuff kind of hides, so you got to pull it back out after you save. So this is another example of sort of the facade door. Now, here's another entrance you can have for an infection game. What I've done here is made a hallway. Again, I have these in the wall section, this is a door double to sort of make the entrance to this hallway. I have it going off a distance. I have an incline going up so the zombies can come from there. Then I've added sort of some blocks here, some sort of obstacles so you don't have a clear line of sight. Zombies can hide there. Again, that's crucial, but I'll be talking about that in my infection videos. Now, I've added sort of a little bit of details there. Then what I've added here are these bridge smalls that look like tables, and what I've done is I've put them on inclines, stacked them up so it looks like whoever was defending here tried to sort of block off this door. And then I added sandbags here and here, and then I added some chairs. So you want to add this sort of thing to your map where it looks like if someone's hiding in a bunker or a building, it looks like the people here have tried to defend themselves. So once again, add destroyed doors, add blocked doors, etc. Another thing you can do on your map is have a set of fake doors, etc., like this. So I have a lot of these. What I've done is I've used platform landing pads to make the sort of the divide between the doors. So I don't know what this could be. It could be a series of doors leading to the outside of your map. Come up with something to support why you have 4 or 5 doors like this. And then what you can do is have some of them slightly ajar, and then you could have either nothing behind it, or you can have a tunnel coming from the back. That way it's really a surprise. You don't know when the infected are coming through. So again, you want to have really short lines of sight so that it's really a surprise. You don't know where the zombie's coming from. Now, another thing you can do is add, here's an interesting thing I like to do. Again, the implied design for your map, make it seem larger than it actually is. Say you have a small room here, well, make it look larger by adding, again, these door double pieces on the side, then doors here, leave it slightly open, just enough so a player can't get through, and then make the same thing over there with the closed door so it looks like whatever room you're working on is larger than it is, so you give an impression of scale on your map without making a room too large. So always you want to add more. Another thing, here's a more simple one, again a hallway with these the door doubles on the side and then an incline here. Now either you can make it where the infected comes straight down, or as with here, you can sort of you can block off the end and just make it seem like this area is larger than it is, but once again sort of close off access from going any further. And then you can add a soft kill just to discourage people from camping in the back. So these two are basically for making your map seem larger without actually having a larger playing area. Now over here, again, this is key for infection. You want to add a lot of destruction. So in this one I had, again, the door doubles on the outside to frame it. Then I had walls, but here I had them at an incline, kind of crooked. Then I added some blocks and antennas in the back and a kill ball. Now the kill ball is placed in such a way that it's sort of flickering, passing over, and it's barely visible. It has a red glow, so what it looks like from a distance is a fire. So that adds a lot to your map. It seems like there's been destruction again, something has happened to the building, it's really damaged. So this type of door works really well in conjunction with this entrance, where you have kind of an exploded door, and then here you have an exploded and collapsed door. So that's not just useful in infection, you can use that in Slayer and maybe even in invasion, where maybe this is patched up, then after a phase you have these things appear, and then there you go, you have a new entrance. So that's something to keep in mind. This isn't just for infection. Now another thing you can do, instead of having entrances that sort of come straight at you like this, what you can have is a series of elevators. Now I had this on Bunker Complex, but in this one I have 3 elevators. So what you want to do is sort of build this a room out of wall coliseums like that, 3 of them with a roof. Then what you want to do is to make your the elevators themselves is you want to have these blocks 2x3s, have one up top, then one on each side, so that way they'll be all the same shape. Then on the top you want to throw these banks 1x1s, 2 of them, and then add these flag poles here to make it look like these things have kind of been pegged on, so it looks like it's really built into the elevator. Then add these railings coming up to the top, so it looks like it's the pole or the what's it called, the wire holding up the elevator. So here you can make a variety of them. Maybe the infected spawn up there, they jump down and then come out this entrance to attack you. Then also you can make it so humans can get out and go down to a further section of the map. Now another thing you can do is well, you have an open one so you get into the elevator shaft. Then I recommend making a closed one just so you can see into the elevator shaft, make it more interesting. And if you have room, what you can do is make a 3rd elevator door, this one with the elevator here. So again, I have these blocks around the sides. I've had a bridge small at the end to change up the color. And here I've added a column with flag stands sticking out to make the elevator buttons. So there you go. Here's a variety of walls and doors you can use. Now, as I've said before, here are the horizontal entrances. Here is a horizontal and semi-vertical entrance. You want to keep your humans always guessing where the infected is going to come from. So what you want to do is not only have horizontal entrances, but vertical entrances. So I've come up with a couple examples of that. So what you want to do is have your roof, but leave gaps in the roof, and then have these sort of chimneys or whatnot to have the infected drop down. So either you can make sort of infected spawn in the air and drop, or you can have a teleporter that brings them here, or you can sort of make an opening over here so zombies can run into this shaft and drop down. Now that's one of the designs. That one looks nice, it's lighted and everything, but it does use a large walkway cover, which is a decorative piece, so that may be kind of expensive. If you want a cheaper alternative, go ahead and use these blocks These are just block 1x1 flats. This is simple. A good thing about this is that from under here it kind of looks like it's made out of glass and stuff, so that adds more detail to your map. Then what you want to do is have a couple of them sort of off like this, just enough so you can have your infected drop through the ceiling and attack the humans like that. So again, destruction, you could add antennas and other stuff to make it look like it's really been broken into. Another thing you can do is use, again, these bridge smalls to sort of add your roof, and then leave a couple of them slightly off just like that. And that's an alternative to the one here. Again, this one is a little cheaper, so here's the most expensive, cheaper even. This one uses 3 pieces, where this one has 8. So this is good, but it really depends what kind of ceiling you're trying to make. So this one, it looks like one of the ceiling sort of plaques has been removed and kind of moved. So that's good. What it sort of makes me think of is in the Aliens 2, if you guys have seen that, when you have all the Marines sort of sitting in their building and they're waiting for the aliens to come, and then the aliens, it turns out, are moving above them in the ventilation, and they drop through the roof and things like this. So that's one thing you can do for your infected game to make it much more exciting. So you can have a bunch of these on top of the roof so the humans don't know where the infected are coming from. So there you go. That'll about cover it. And this has been an episode solely dedicated to zombie entrances, so you can see the detail we're going to bringing you guys tips and tricks. So that's about it for this episode. Stay tuned, subscribe, and we'll bring you more and more and more of these Halo Forge tutorials. So stay tuned. I hope you guys like these. Enjoy.